Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host Kenkukun, and today we got another Destiny 2 Trials Training video. First and foremost, I know I haven't put out a video for a while. It's way late on that. I just, as the Trials maps were repeating themselves, I didn't have much to say on the Trials maps that I already hadn't covered, and I was kind of just waiting for the sandbox to change before I covered anything. I didn't want to do any speculations or anything like that. So, you know, I've been here live on Twitch. If you always want to, if you ever want to catch me live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kenkukun _game, and there'll be a link in the description below. That is where most of my focus goes when it comes to online, online content creation, and just helping people in general. But I try to upload to the YouTube and keep it relatively consistent. Now with the meta that's come out, right, or with the sandbox changes that have happened, what I've noticed is games have gotten either slower or apier. A lot more shotguns with a lot less worry about getting shut down by an ability. Or maybe that's a trick of my mind and it's as AP as ever before. Or people have played slower and they're less aggressive because they don't have the abilities to back them up. They've kind of, now that they don't have the abilities to save themselves, they are... Let me put on Bomber real quick. They are they are afraid to make certain plays. So with that being said, like make aggressive plays. So with that being said, you're going to have to rely a little bit more on gunplay here. Now, depending on your grenades can do something here or there. So before someone says get good because you can't spam abilities, quite the contrary, you can still spam abilities, just you got to understand what your abilities can do. Now, I'm going to break down a little bit of stasis right now for the next couple of minutes because that's what I played on when I started. When I started, I jumped right on the Hunter stasis just to see what kind of options I had. So we'll start with these couple of grenades that are at my disposal. If I have to launch back in and reset the clock, I can do that. So, Dustfield Grenade. Now, I'm not at 100 grenade build cooldown, but let me go ahead and switch to my Hunter. And I can actually get on 100 discipline. So we can just, if you want to run a grenade build, you know the option is there. So let me get on my Hunter. Let me launch me, swap a couple of things around, and we'll go from there and see what's up. So with the sandbox changes, there's going to be more emphasis on gunplay depending on what you run. Now, if you run a low cooldown grenade, you're going to have, it's not going to be as powerful and it's not going to do as much. Now, I'm not telling you guys go out there and put stasis back on. No, like, listen, I'm trying to get you guys to understand that it's important to understand what your options are, like what are your abilities capable of and where can you maximize their potential. That's all I'm trying to do. All right, so this is without an exotic. Excuse me. If I was to run an exotic, I don't know what it would be on my Hunter stasis as of right now. Backers is still good. So let's see. Let's go take a look at the cooldown for the discipline. It is a 24-second grenade. Now, this is the Dustfield nade at 24 seconds. That's actually pretty good. So the Dustfield nade, it lasts for about 10 seconds. We're going to throw it at 27, 26, 25. And it should last close to 15 seconds, right? At 7:15. That's 10 seconds. That's a lot of time. All right. There you go. And then a little ice crystal if you want. All right. So now, with that being said, and usually I don't have a chance to shoot the little ice crystal in the middle, so I actually have not been running the ability that gives me my grenade back when I break ice. I haven't ran the fragment. I'm actually running, my slows are more powerful. I am still running that the grenades, I want my grenades to do more and be more powerful, right? Because I'm focused on grenades. Shatter Dive is an option. You can keep it on, you can take it off. Grim Harvest, it really isn't gonna matter. I would still run. I mean, you can run the Winter Shroud, but I would say to continue running Shatter Dive to give you the ability to get out of the air. But once again, we'll focus on grenades. So 24-second cooldown. Let's put that into perspective. See that heavy brick? That's an enemy. All right. And I have an enemy down. I'm being aped from someone's about to come out of here, and someone's shooting me from over there. So what do? I take and I'm already half dead already. So, it's throw a grenade, right? 10 seconds, right? So I get to move around the map. I'm letting my health recover. The other guy is maybe chasing me. The other guy is getting ready to get on the body. And I can already be on cover with it. Or let's say put that into perspective. I'm full life. I seen an enemy run out of here and start sliding behind that box to go through here. And the other enemy is somewhere on the other side of the tunnel. I just don't know where. Oh, look. All right. There we go. They can't get the revive. I start challenging whatever's in front of me, right? Try and finish them off. My shuriken suck. And then, by the time I finish that engagement, I still get to look over here. Maybe I have some ice to mess with. The body's still down. And I'm seconds away from another grenade. Now, 10 seconds is very valuable, right? You can throw a grenade on a body for 10 seconds and they normally cannot get the revive. Now, if you miss the grenade slightly or if it's too far to the side, right? There's a chance that someone could get the revive by inching their way close to the body and grabbing it out of the grenade. So please keep that in mind. It is not the end all be all. And it does take a little bit of precision, but once you start precisely putting your grenades on corpses, especially the hardest ones to get are the ones where the body's just in front of you somewhere down the ways, and you have to really get that grenade to a good spot without you don't have time to jump, or if you jump you're gonna die, and your options are limited. So the Dustfield Grenade, what can it do? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about grenades here, and this is one of the most basic topics that I've covered in the game because grenades are very important. So the Dustfield Grenade, it lasts 10 seconds. It is an AoE grenade. You're probably not going to kill anyone. You're probably not going to freeze anyone, but you may make people hesitate. You will slow them down to help you get some kills. You can stop people from grabbing heavy, right? You can stop people from getting revives, from capping overtime. That is a big space for overtime to be captured, right? So you can stop people from capturing overtime, which is very valuable. And then you can slow people down so you can get revives yourself. So stopping an enemy from getting a revive is very, very powerful. Stopping them from getting overtime to give your teammates, like if I made a play like this, right? And I put the whole grenade, it looks like the whole, yeah, that whole, look at that whole circle. If I put a grenade like that to stop people from getting overtime while my teammates start moving around, let's say it's a 3v2, we can even say it's a 3v3, and I'm the first one here, it's grenade on the point, and they can capture the zone while being frozen, so you may have to challenge a little bit, right? Make them weak, make them afraid, think they're gonna, die, or they may just jump off the zone because they're afraid anyway. However, that does give your teammates 10 seconds in some scenarios where the enemy is going to be too afraid to be in the grenade, or you're going to be landing shots on them that they leave, or you actually get a kill and the other two scatter. There will be some scenarios where you need to put a grenade on the zone and then you need to dive on the zone yourself. So even if you die, you're hoping the grenade's going to help give your teammates whatever edge they need to get in there. So it's a 10-second nade for overtime. You can, once again, lock down areas with it if you want. Maybe make people hesitate. That is an option to consider right there. Now, let's move over to the Cold Snap Grenade. I didn't use this grenade too much in fact, I didn't use it at all in PvP. Let's see what the cooldown is. 47 seconds, so a little bit short of a minute. Now, you can freeze people with this grenade, and then you can try to get the kill. If you're going to look to freeze people, which is one of the few ways to freeze people now, is the Cold Snap Grenade, the Warlock Melee, Stasis Supers, and I don't know if the Titan Uppercut still freezes people or not. I didn't look into that. I didn't look into any other Stasis class, because the most prevalent and powerful Stasis class that was around before the update was the Hunter Stasis, because it could drop a grenade, freeze 1 to 3 people, freeze supers, and then quickly follow through with an effort that's less. It takes less effort to shatter dive someone than it does to wipe wipe your butt after you take a poop, right? So you're literally doing less work shatter diving than you are pooping, right? So that's, you know, so that's why I covered the hunter. Now, once again, the cold snap grenade is going to go out. It's going to freeze someone. It's also going to make a little crystal. And you can, you know, you can try and kill the person. Now, if you're going to run that, you want to make sure you choose fragments that are good for that, right? So continue running Touch of Winter Aspect, and I would say things that allow your kinetic weapons to do, it's around here somewhere. Kinetic weapons do increase damage to stasis, crystals, and frozen targets. Maybe you're going to want to run Whisper of Shards as well to temporarily boost your grenade recharge rate. I'm going to switch my grenade to the ice wall real quick. That way it's on cooldown. I gain grenade energy each time I take damage from targets, which also helps me. Oh, I do have that on. Yeah, kinetic weapons deal more, do increase damage to stasis, crystals, and frozen targets. Now I had this on more for the crystals than targets, and then slow abilities last long. Now we come to the ice grenade, the big bad one. 232 base cooldown, so it's a 58-second grenade ability cooldown. What I found for myself was when I wanted to use it defensively, and it was in six. Wow, okay, we're already out of time. It was in sixes that I wanted to use the grenade. I found a lot of times that I was using it when people were on top of me or pushing me aggressively, or I was pushing aggressively with it, and you really cannot do that anymore. If you're gonna use it defensively, you got to think about you're locking down a lane that no one can travel through until that grenade's gone, or you're blocking off a body to get the revive, or you're stopping someone from getting a revive. Anything like that, right? You're stopping people from getting heavy. Maybe can you stop people from capping the zone with the grenade? Maybe not. However, you know, it is something to consider as an option. It may push their guardian out of the zone depending on how the ice forms and where the guardian is standing. It could just force their character, right? Because it's going to collide, like the two objects are going to collide. It could force them out of the capture flag. But if you're going to use it defensively, you really got to consider, you know, this is at that point in time, it's like, okay, are enemies pushing up on me? Because if they are, I need to, you know, I need to be able to get my grenade in a place that's going to protect me, that they're not going to easily get around or jump over or anything like that. So I wouldn't run slow. This is where I would run breaking ice is going to grant me, yes, Whisper of Shards. Shattering a stasis crystal temporarily boosts your grenade recharge rate. And I would no longer be shatter diving those crystals. Well, changing one ability changes them all. I hate that. I wouldn't be shatter diving my crystal ice wall, because I don't want the recharge rate to come all at once. And they also nerfed how much grenade energy you get back at one time. So you got to consider that. That was so you are less likely to spam these grenades than you think. However, once again, you're gonna want to use this grenade to really lock down lanes. One of the best lanes on this map to lock down with this grenade, hands down, is just gonna be right here. Right, this tunnel. You see people in this tunnel and you want to trap them from one side, you get an ice wall, you know, in this doorway, and it's probably safer to throw it to this doorway versus the other. And if they're not ice and they can't break this, they're going to have to use weapons to break it. They're going to have to waste their time. So you put a clean grenade there. And then if you want, you have an option. Like I got bomber on, and then I shoot 2 crystals. All right. Now I got ability recharge rate. You know, maybe I shoot another, right? Boom. And I'm still recharging my grenade energy, and we're going to see what kind of cooldown we have. It's definitely, once again, it's not close enough to getting it that dang quick. So again, other than that, you could use it to, you know, lock down heavy, lock down bodies, and lock down places where people can push, especially on supers. Like it could, you know, you got an arc staff chasing you, right? And you got enough distance between you and the arc staff, you can cut a corner, you know, you can pull one of these moves right there. Now the arc staff you know, can't go around it. They can go over it if they want, but they have to waste that time jumping, or they can start swinging. If they're close enough and try to swing on you, that ice might save your life. And then, you know, you can break a couple of crystals. The crystals don't last. The grenade doesn't last that long. And if you wanted to really increase the cooldown, when you would throw the crystals, and I'll show you once, but it would be a big waste of your time. Like, you're doing nothing but shooting at you're playing with your own ice, essentially, at that point. Is you would throw the grenade down, and then you would you would break 2 pieces of ice, and then you would make sure you break all of your ice by yourself. But a lot of your time and attention is, you know, for the next 10 seconds, is pretty much the ice. It's like, okay, 1, 2, and now I'm waiting. 8, 7, 6, 10, 9. And, you know, now I just need to break the rest before it disappears. And what, I've saved myself a few seconds. And then, you know, get a shade step in there for bomber, right? But again, I'm still not able to spam it, right? 2 seconds, 1 second, 0 seconds, and I still have to wait. We'll say 40-second mark. And it's going to look like another 10 to 15 seconds. Maybe even more. I could probably get 2 shade steps fully in, yeah. Yeah, between 10 and 15 seconds, right? So, which leads me to my point. I understand. Well, Ken, why are you talking about grenades? I already know this. I know what grenades do, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you made it to this part of the video, you're in luck, because you're going to be better off than probably the rest of the people that watched a few seconds of this video and peaced out. What does this video have to do with grenades, Ken? Why is it important to understand what they do? I already kind of know what they do. The examples you've shown, you know, maybe you didn't know something, maybe you did. Well, here's the kicker. Because the meta has shifted, depending on your grenade, knowing what it does will allow you to start learning, right? Start practicing and learning what engagements you can make and how you can make them. All right. So I'm trying to speak very slowly so I can make sure I'm saying exactly what I want to say and you guys understand what I'm saying. So, for example, all right, for example, let's say I'm running, we're going to go back to the Dustfield because it's the fastest one, and we're going to go back to slow because why not? All right, so I'm running it changes all the build. I hate that. So I'm running the Dustfield Grenade. Now, I know that it's never probably going to kill anyone by itself. Ever. I also know that it's probably... that it's never going to kill anyone ever. So what does that mean? Well, if I wanted to push an enemy, right, and shoot... let's say it's a 1v1 or it's a 1v2, right? And my teammate's off doing whatever he's doing, and I'm chasing the enemy. So I'm running around chasing this enemy from behind, and I'm taking him here and there, but he has high recovery. So every time he cuts the corner, by the time I get to that corner and shoot him again, he's, you know, regained enough health that I can't one-shot him. So that doesn't mean... that means I can't, like, you know, he's going to cut that corner up there, and I'm going to throw that grenade, and it's going to kill him. It'll slow him, but he'll probably, you know, just shade step through or some other nonsense, right? They'll get out of the ability really quick, cut the corner, and be gone. So I know that the grenade can never follow up my gunplay and kill anything. I also know, with that being said, it's probably safe to say that most of the time I'm not going to be able to lead with my grenade and kill people. Now, however, if someone was hiding right there, they don't have many options. They have to move out of that, right? And they could just immediately come out and start shooting at me, right? So you have a better chance of having your grenade lead the fight, and then you following through with the gun. Now, again, this is like a 1v1 scenario, and the person's like kind of playing more hesitant and in cover than you. So it's like, all right, I'm going to flush him out. There we go. Grenade's making a move. Boom, boom, boom. Right, as he runs to cover or maybe tries to challenge you, and you're going to hit him. So, now there are other grenades that are going to allow you to follow in the fight way better than the Dustfield will. So, there's going to be a lot of... so, again, understanding what I can and cannot do, that means in a lot of scenarios, yeah, I can spam my grenade, but there's going to be a lot more times where I may not have an enemy at a really great position. I may be so far away that, oh, I throw the grenade, like... like I gotta get over here and challenge this person. They're out of the grenade already. They're ready to shoot me. You know, I'm going in there and fighting a one-on-one gunfight, assuming they don't have abilities to hit me with. And I'm not even counting on my shurikens. Just don't do it, man. Like I don't even count on shurikens. Right. So again, knowing what your grenade does allows you to understand what plays you can make. And I'll cover more grenades. I'll probably cover. I think that's what I'm gonna do over this week. And when I get back, I'm gonna cover grenades from every subclass and, you know, the potentials they have, how, you know, what kind of pushes can you expect, what kind of pushes you cannot, so on and so forth, and really explain all the grenades. I would say the cold snap grenade is going to be good for pushing or defending, depending on where you're at. No hunter can just shade step around the corner, right? So if you're in a tight space, and I guess I'll have to cover this in a separate video. So, again, the point of this video is once you understand what your grenades can do, you understand how you can work around your tool or make your tool work for you. Remember, your abilities, your grenade, your melee, your class abilities, and your supers are all tools, and you need to know how to use those tools. You are the biggest part of all of that. You are the biggest tool, right? Your character is the biggest tool because it's going to be the gun you use, and that's going to be primarily what you're going to fight with going forward. So, you know, start thinking about your grenades now while you can. It's going to be very important that you don't just think about spamming them or carelessly throw them out, right? Well, I want to lock off this lane. Okay, well, if the enemy's taking their sweet time, why don't you lock the lane off a little bit closer to overtime? And now your grenade's effective in a more important scenario versus, well, I locked it down for 10 seconds and now 15 seconds from now, here comes overtime and you won't have a grenade by then, but the enemy will. You see what I'm saying? So again, it's going to be very important to make sure when you use your grenades, it's doing something very, very useful. It's stopping an objective from being utilized, which is, once again, that's heavy, revives, right, for the enemy team, or helping you get revives, right? Those are the three objectives. And overtime, heavy, stopping revives, and getting revives. Those are the four objectives in the trials setting, right? And that's what you're going to be wanting to look for, right? You're locking down lanes, right? So again, get the most value out of your abilities. Anyway, this I'm rambling a little bit. So in the next video, yeah, we will cover. I will get examples of gameplay where, you know, it's like, hey, this is what I did. Whether it fails or succeeds, we'll see the examples, you know, straight up of how I use these grenades. If that means I have to beat my head into the wall running stasis when I really don't want to in this meta, I will, for you guys. Anyway, thanks so much. Consider hitting the subscribe button, thumbing it up. Let me know in the comment section below. How have you been faring since the updates come out? Have you played PvP? Have you played a lot of it? How are you feeling about it? So on and so forth. I'm doing fine on my regular subclass, but running other subclasses, I haven't really done in like an elimination style setting or a trial style setting. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Once again, you can catch me live on Twitch. Link in the description below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Later.